Good morning. Good morning. Lovely to be back with you this morning. Feel free to lie down for the start of the practice this morning, or if you would prefer to stay seated, that's fine. You just need yourself and your mat this morning, perhaps a blanket. So if you'd like to, you can lie down or stay seated, and just taking these first few moments to settle, to arrive, to be with yourself. You're starting to notice your breath, observing how you feel this morning. And remembering that no matter what state you are in, this will soon change. Change is actually one of the only things we can rely on. Change is a constant, a certainty. So notice how you feel, what's going on inside, and you might like to say to yourselves, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Let the body relax. Let the belly become very soft. And allow any hardness or tension or tiredness to melt away with the exhaled breath. Shoulders, face, belly softening. This too shall pass. If you find that the mind is quite active this morning, or you've been quite busy this morning, you might like to work with a few rounds of the hissing breath just to help us slow down the out breath. So we just take a normal inhalation through the nose and then making a lovely hissing sound as we exhale. So perhaps 4 more of these, breathing in through the nose. 2 more. Remembering that it only takes 4 or 5 breaths in this way, where we're slowing down the outward breath, to change the state of our nervous system, to take us out of that fight or flight state into the parasympathetic nervous system, which allows us to rest, digest, and to feel safe. So when you have finished those breaths, just let the breath go now, just relaxing. We've just moved through the spring equinox, and so we're now beginning to welcome more light into our lives. The sun is beginning to shine more, hopefully. The days are becoming longer, and the natural world all around us is starting to open up. Flowers are blooming, blossoming. Plants are beginning to thrive, to grow. Spring is also the perfect time to focus on lightening our loads, by cleansing our inner and outer world of things that may be keeping us in the past or limiting our growth and development. So our practice this morning is designed to acknowledge and welcome in the season of spring by removing some of the dirt and negativity and heaviness that might be clogging our minds, our hearts. It will also be a practice to energize and inspire us to welcome more light into our lives, opening us up to new possibilities and new ways of being. So we're going to begin with a short little clearing, cleansing visualization. You can do this lying down or seated, whatever you prefer, but just make sure that you are relatively comfortable, that you are warm. The face is soft, the shoulders relaxing. You might like to sigh the breath away. And then I invite you to visualize yourself walking through a field or a forest until you come to a lovely, large, tall tree. Notice what type of tree it is. Notice the shape, the circumference of the trunk. How old do you think the tree is? One limb is very low to the ground, so easy to climb. And so you climb up onto this limb and then you keep climbing another 4 branches. And then you stop, you pause, and you drop something that you no longer need, or something that you might have been holding on to. Might be expectations, anger, frustration, disappointment, fatigue, perfectionism. So it's like we're shedding a skin, unburdening ourselves perhaps. And then you climb up another 5 branches. And then you pause. You might look around. And then you shed something else that does not serve your highest good. Perhaps pride, self-importance, or resistance, impatience. Something that does not serve your highest good. And then you climb up another 5 branches, slowly, mindfully. And then you stop. You look around, breathing. And then you throw down more stuff that has been weighing you down or keeping you small, limiting your growth. Might be an unhealthy habit, might be clinging to the physical body as it was when we were much younger, might be a relationship that no longer serves your highest good. And then you climb up to the very top of the tree and you remove the covering from your heart and from your eyes. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? As you breathe in, you might say to yourself, I feel fresh. And as you exhale, I feel free. Breathing in, I feel fresh. Breathing out, I feel free. And then slowly and carefully, you turn around and you start to climb back down the tree. And when you get down to the bottom, you take a deep bow in the direction of this beautiful tree. Thank them for being a part of your journey here this morning. What does the world now look like at the bottom? I'd like to share a little poem with you from Victoria Erickson. Let it go. Let the sky take it. Let the water carry it. Let the earth hold it. Because you don't have to anymore. Gently releasing now from this practice. And if you're in a seated position, I'll invite you to come to lie down on the mat. Just making sure that you are lying in a straight line, not leaning to one side. Just having your arms down alongside you with the palms facing up, tucking the chin forward so the back of the neck is long. We're going to begin just with some movements to warm up the lower part of the body. So with one leg at a time now, we'll do the right leg first. We're going to imagine we're cycling a bike. So just making some nice slow circles with this right leg. Keeping the left leg active, awake, left foot flexed. So we're not forgetting about that left leg. Just make sure though that your shoulders are relaxed. No tension in the mouth. Just noticing how this right leg is feeling this morning and all the big joints, your right hip, the knee, the ankle. And then reversing directions with this right leg. Good. And then we'll release the right leg down and we'll do the same with the left leg. Nice slow circles. Keeping awareness running through that right leg, right foot flexed. And noticing how this left leg is feeling and all the important joints here. Allowing the breath to flow. And then circling in the opposite direction. Good, and then release that left leg down. You might like to give the legs a little bit of a shake and sigh the breath away. All right, let's draw that left knee in towards the chest, just interlacing the fingers around the knee, pointing the right toes, and as we inhale, raising the right leg up, flexing the foot, and as we exhale, lowering that right leg down. Heel can hover off the floor, and then we point the toes, inhale, raising the leg up, flex, and lower. Let's do 3 more of these. Breathing in, and breathing out. With this last one, keeping that right leg in the air and point and flex the foot. Good, and then let's circle the foot nice and slowly. And reversing. Good, and then releasing that right leg down. Inhale, take both arms overhead, raise that left leg up to the sky. And as we exhale, lower the leg and the arms down. So we'll do the same on the other side, drawing the right knee in, interlacing your fingers around the knee, point your left toes. Inhale, take the left leg up, flex, and lower. Heel can hover off the floor. 4 more of these, breathing in and breathing out. On the last one, we're keeping that leg in the air, pointing and flexing. And circling the foot. And reversing. Good. Inhale, lowering the left leg down, then inhale, raise the arms overhead, right leg to the sky, and lowering the right leg down with the arms. And again, just take a resting breath. So let's work now with our leg lock pose. So inhale, raise both arms overhead. And we'll draw the right knee in. Option to lift the head to the knee if that's okay for your neck. So we're going to do 4 more of these. Inhale, stretching long and tall. Exhale, right knee comes in. Let's keep going. So when you finish the 5th one, we extend the body and we'll go straight to the other side. So we're drawing the left knee in. 4 more of these. When you finish that last one, releasing your arms down by your side and a resting breath. So this next practice is a wonderful cleansing practice, good for cleansing the lungs, but also a good practice for letting go of any frustration, anger. It's called the heart breath. That's all I know it as. Some of you will, I think most of you have done this with me before. We're going to take the arms overhead and then make a loud sound as we draw the knees in and give ourselves a hug. So we'll do 5 of these. So let's exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in, stretching the arms overhead, point the toes. Breathing out, drawing the knees in. Head may lift again if that's okay for your neck. So you're trying to squeeze the knees in towards the belly. So massaging all the digestive organs and the eliminative system. So 4 more, inhale. And then let it all go. So let's keep going. Last one. And release the legs, release the arms, and just rest for a breath or 2. Notice what's going on inside. You might like to say to yourselves again, this too shall pass. Now we're going to do a little bit of abdominal strengthening work. And you might like to slip the hands under the buttocks if you'd like a little bit of extra support for the lower back. We're going to take both legs up to the sky. So we're flexing the feet, pushing the heels up towards the ceiling. So deep breath in here, tuck the chin forward, press the lower back down. And as we exhale, we're lowering the right leg down. Heel can hover. We're trying to keep the left leg exactly in the same position. And then breathe as you raise that right leg up. And on the exhalation, lowering the opposite leg down. Heel can hover. Again, try to make sure the shoulders are relaxing here. Breathe in, the face, the mouth are relaxed. And right leg lowers. So alternating. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. All right, now you can continue alternating. If you'd like something a bit stronger this morning, both legs are coming down together. If you can, they're straight, but if you need to, of course, they can bend, they can hover, and then inhale, raise the legs up. Exhale, lower. So one leg at a time or two legs together. Inhaling, we'll do up to 4 more of these. But you know that you can rest at any point. Just draw the knees into the chest and you can rock from side to side. Keep the breath flowing, the breath supporting, guiding the movement. When you finish, bend those legs in. We'll just drop the feet down to close to the buttocks with your fingertips just tapping now over the belly. Might like to sigh the breath away. And then you might like to spiral a palm over the belly in a clockwise direction. And release. Setting yourselves up now for bridge Setu Bandhasana. So feet hip distance apart, your palms are pressing into the mat alongside your hips. Spine is in a nice straight line. Exhale all breath. On the next inhalation, slowly starting to lift yourselves up. And on the exhalation, rolling back down. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, rolling down. Just work with your own breath, and you might like to add the words as you inhale, I feel fresh. And as you exhale, I feel free. Inhaling, I feel fresh. Exhaling, I feel free. Let's do a few more and then we'll have the option to hold the pose. So you're lifting your belly up towards the sky, up towards the sunlight. The solar plexus chakra is Manipura chakra, is often called our sun center or our fire center. So you're lifting this energy point up towards the sun in the sky to nourish this chakra. So you can have a little rest, or the next time you lift up, we're going to hold bridge with the option to interlace the fingers and just wriggle from side to side. Tuck the shoulders in underneath you. And then we're holding here just a few breaths, perhaps continuing to say, I feel fresh. I feel free. One more breath. And then releasing the hands, and slowly rolling down. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourselves a hug. So working now with a twist. You have the option this morning of taking the arms out to shoulder height with the palms facing up, or if you'd like something a little bit different, we'll interlace the fingers under the head. If the shoulders are quite tight, this may not feel great, so just extend the arms. But otherwise you might like to try this, the elbows are wide. The feet can be in the air, that's for a stronger twist, but it's still quite early in the practice, so you might like to have the feet down on the mat, hip distance apart. Press the lower back down, feel that your spine is long on the floor, chin tucking forward, deep breath in. And as we exhale, knees flow over to the right side. Head may turn the opposite way. Breathe yourself back to center. And knees to the left. Inhaling. And exhaling. Helping to cleanse our spine and free up the flow of blood, any blood that might have been a bit stagnant. Free up the flow of energy. You might like to visualize a wet washer, and we're wringing the washer to get rid of all that excess moisture, squeezing. That's what we're doing with our spine. And then when we release the twist, that's when the fresh blood, the fresh energy can come into that area. Synchronizing the movement with your breath, nice and slowly moving from side to side. Let's do one more to each side. Finish, come back to center, release your arms, cross your legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and let's make some little circles on the floor. And cross the legs the other way. Let's circle in the opposite direction. Good. And then we'll carefully roll over to one side. And we're going to come up into a seated position. You might be sitting on a chair. You might be kneeling or sitting cross-legged. Nice straight spine. We're going to work with a pranayama practice. This is Kapalabhati pranayama, which we haven't done for quite a while. It can be translated as skull shining breath, or well, it's an ancient cleansing practice to purify and cleanse the frontal region of the brain. So that's also sometimes called the frontal brain cleansing breath, Kapalabhati pranayama. It is best done on an empty stomach, and also not recommended if you have high blood pressure or stomach ulcers. It is quite a powerful breath. So if you don't feel up to this morning, you might like to work with the hissing breath that we did earlier instead. So just a normal inhale and then long, slow exhale through the mouth. But otherwise, I thought we'd have a go at Kapalabhati this morning. And it involves a short, just a quiet inhale, and then sorry, not so short the inhale. It might be a little bit longer, but then the exhale is short and fast, and it's a forced exhale. So it's like a normal inhale, a quiet normal inhale, and then and as you make that sound, you're pumping the tummy. So this is quite new to you. If you don't work with this a lot, you might like to have a hand on the belly. Otherwise, the hands can just be down in your lap or on your knees. So we'll do 3 rounds of 10. If you don't feel good, if you start to feel a bit nauseous or a bit dizzy, a bit lightheaded, that's an indication to stop. It's a practice that can purify the blood as well as cleansing the frontal region of the brain, and it also works into our digestive organs, so really good to improve the health of our digestive system in general. And we can, it helps us to concentrate and to think clearly because it's working up in the brain. So let's have a go, either with a hand on the belly or down lower. We always begin our pranayama by exhaling completely. So we're going to do 10. You just count yourself. So it's just a normal inhale and then a short, sharp exhale. So we try to keep the shoulders, the upper body relaxed, and just pumping the tummy. When you finish the 10, just take a couple of normal breaths. Just check in with yourself. And if you feel okay, we'll do a second round of 10. So exhale all breath. You finish the 10, no hurry, just rest. Take a couple of normal, natural breaths. Check in with yourself. And then we'll do a third and final round of 10. Finish, just release, relax the practice. And then we're going to come into extended child. So I thought we might also this morning, seeing we're focusing very much on cleansing, clearing away, trying to unblock within us, I thought we could also work with a sound, which is really good for clearing the sinuses. The sound is N, so it's and as we make this sound, we focus on the vibration of the sound just under the eyes and around the nose. So while we're in extended child, let's work with this for perhaps a minute. So just in your own time, you can breathe in.
Let's make one more. And then on your next inhalation, coming up into cat. So we'll chant this sound as we lower back into child. Inhale, cat. Chanting back. Let's do 3 more. And then just stop the chant and let's inhale up into cat. We'll tuck our toes and move into down face dog pose. And let's pause here and work with a bit of a diagonal stretch. So bend the right leg, push back into the left foot and forward into the right palm. And breathe. And then swap over, bend the left leg, pushing forward into the left hand, back into the right foot. Good. And then coming down onto your knees and rest in child. You might like to make fists with your hands and rest your forehead on your fists. All right, let's take the arms forward. We're coming up into down face dog pose again. Inhale up onto the knees, tuck your toes into down face dog pose. So you can just stay here or walk your feet together and raise the right leg up. So coming into the 3-legged dog, flexing the right foot. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that right knee towards the forehead. Inhale, stretch the leg back. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale, leg back. And exhale to the forehead. Take the leg back and then we'll lower that right foot down and raise the left leg up, flexing the left foot. Exhale, left knee to the forehead. Inhale back. Knee to forehead. And back. And last one. And take it back. Lower the left foot down. Come up onto your tiptoes. So we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. And then slowly coming up to stand. Okay. Coming up into Tadasana. Might like to sigh the breath away. Find your feet, spread your toes. You might like to rock back and forth a few times. Finding your mountain, a place of great stability,
stillness. Let's work now with the chest tapping breath. So just, you can either do this with fingertips if you've got a little bit congested in the lungs, or we can do fists. But we're going to do 2 soft taps and then so 2 soft taps, then stronger. 2 soft taps. You can, if you like, when you exhale the breath out through the mouth, a bit like the hut breath, helping to get rid of some of the stale air at the bottom of the lungs. Also stimulating our thymus gland, which is connected to the body's immune system. Good. And then just release, give the hands a bit of a shake. Take the feet a little bit wider apart and we'll work with 3 stale air removers. So another great cleansing for our lungs and good to let go of anything we've been holding on to that we didn't let go of from the tree, the top of the tree. So let's take a deep breath in, raise the arms up and letting all of the breath go. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And you might like to stay forward this time. Legs can be bent or straight. And you might like to just bounce or sway over to one leg, one foot. And then over to the other side. Back to center. And slowly coming up. Lifting your shoulders up towards your ears and roll the shoulders down the back. Okay, a little bit more of a twisting movement now. So Kati Chakrasana. Just making sure you're not going to bump into anything. Turning to look over the shoulder as you swing the arms freely. And then taking the arms up to shoulder height. And all the way up overhead. And back to shoulder height. And back around the waist, bringing the head back to center. Taking a deep, fresh breath in. And sighing it away. Standing with the feet hip width apart. This is called Making the Sun, and it's one from Anodea Judith from her wonderful book on the chakras. And she recommends we do this to stimulate the solar plexus chakra, our sun center, Manipura chakra. Very simple arm movement. So as we breathe in, we're raising the arms up. You might like to add the words, I feel fresh. And lowering the arms, I feel free. And you might like to close the eyes and imagine that you are the sun, a golden ball of light and warmth and radiant energy. I feel fresh. I feel free. So it's like rays of sunlight are streaming down your arms and out through your fingertips. So you're sharing, you're spreading light. I feel fresh. I feel free. Let's do 3 more, just in your own time. Imagining that you are a golden ball of warm, radiant, shining light. Last one. Bring your feet together, little bend in the legs, hands on the knees, and some little circles with our knees. Reversing. All right, a little bit of squatting now. So we're going to interlace the fingers over the heart, feet are hip width, standing up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're squatting and taking the hands out directly in front. Inhale back to the heart. Exhale, take the hands to the level of the eyes. Inhale back to the heart. And the third time, we take the arms above the head. If that's a bit strong, just separate the hands here at this point. And then inhale. So that's one round. So back to the heart. To eye level. And above the head. Let's do a couple more rounds. Level of the heart. Eye level. Above the head. When you finish, you might just keep the hands at the heart for a moment. Perhaps sigh the breath away. Noticing how you feel. And perhaps saying to yourselves, this too shall pass. Place the hands down. So a little bit more work, similar work. We're going to now work with a little flowing sequence from chair, Utkatasana, moving into a forward fold, Uttanasana, back into chair and then back into Tadasana. So start off in Tadasana. I'll do it sideways so you can see if you're not quite sure. So as we breathe in, we're going to raise the arms.
And as we exhale, we come into our imaginary chair. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, we come into our forward fold. Legs can stay bent or you can straighten them. Come up halfway as you breathe in. And then lower down. Bend the legs. So we come back into chair. Standing tall, palms together. Exhale. So let's do 2 more. Inhale. Hold here as you breathe in. And then come into a forward fold. Lift up halfway and lower. Bend the legs. Standing tall. Last one. Take a breath or 2. And come to the fronts of your mat, standing into Tadasana with the hands still in Namaskar Mudra. And you might like to just close the eyes for a moment, soften the shoulders and the face. So we're going to go through 4 sequences of Surya Namaskar, 4 rounds. Salute to the sun. So I might like to visualize a beautiful sun above you. And imagine or sense the light, rays of the light, the sunlight are shining down into the crown of your head. So filling you with this beautiful, healing, radiant, bright, shining light. On the first exhale, if you'd like to join with me, we'll chant Om Suryaya Namaha, acknowledging, honouring the light of the sun, the power of the sun, the healing energy of the sun. And then also when we're in down face dog pose, we'll pause to chant once again, if you'd like to join with me. Otherwise, you can just listen. If you don't want to do the standing salute, you might just lie down and visualise yourself doing the sequence, or a gentle option would be to do a kneeling salute instead. So let's see how we go. Exhale all breath, release the hands down, and inhale, raise the arms up. Om Suryaya Namaha. Inhale the arms up once again, little baby back bend. And then coming into our forward fold, legs bent or straight, stepping the right leg back, and then coming into plank, coming down into the 8-pointed position, through into a low cobra, bend the legs, and back into dog. So here we pause, inhale. Om Suryaya Namaha. Look towards your hands. You can step the right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. Okay, so now to the other side. Inhale. Om Suryaya Namaha. Coming forward. This time we take the left leg back, coming into plank, dropping the knees, elbows, chest and chin, through into cobra, back into dog. Inhale. Om Suryaya Namaha. Look towards your hands, left leg forward and the right. Inhale. Okay, so we've got two more. Breathe in. Om Suryaya Namah. Right leg back into plank. 8-pointed position through into cobra, back into dog. Om Suryaya Namah. Right leg forward, left. Last one. Om Suryaya Namah. Om Suryaya Namah. Left leg forward. Take a breath or two. And then release the hands. Coming to sit down, and I invite you to work now with your favorite forward fold. Might be child pose, might be cross-legged coming forward, or wide legs, Paschimottanasana. Don't think about it too much, just come into the first pose that feels right for you this morning. You might like to close the eyes. And just stay for about 6 breaths. So if you're doing an asymmetrical forward fold, do 3 breaths on each side. There's no hurry, gently come up. And we're just going to sit for a couple of minutes before we come to lie down. If you're really low in energy, of course, you can just lie down now, set yourself up for Shavasana. But otherwise, just sitting quietly with the eyes closed or with a soft downward glance. And I invite you to ponder the following questions. What brings me joy? What brings me joy? What makes me feel alive? What makes me feel alive?
What can I bring back to life? What can I bring back to life? And then very gently release. And if you're sitting, I invite you now to come to lie down for Shavasana. Bit of a longer relaxation this morning, a guided practice. So please make sure that you are really comfortable, that you are warm, feeling heavy and relaxed. So in this guided relaxation, I'm going to invite you to imagine drawing Surya energy, sun energy, in through your bones. So this practice is said to help cleanse bone marrow, which produces white and red blood cells, increase bone density, and also reduce osteoporosis, improve the flow of blood, and strengthen our immune system. So quite a powerful visualization practice. It's important to remember that our bones are alive. And with this practice, we can visualize and perhaps even feel our bones sucking the energy in directly, drawing the energy in. So I invite you to begin by bringing your awareness to your left hand and fingers. And with your next inhale, imagine that you can draw energy from the sun, so like beams of light, in through your fingers and hand. Let it travel through the bones in your wrist and all the way up the bones in your arms. And just allow the exhalation to come. So inhaling, drawing sun energy in through your left fingers and hand, through the wrist, all the way up the bones in your arm. So think of your arm bones as being like a giant sponge that are sucking the prana through the force of the inhale, and just allow the exhalation to come. Inhale through your left fingers and hand, through your wrist, all the way up your left arm to your left shoulder, and exhale. Perhaps noticing a sense of warmth or tingling or heaviness through your left arm. Now let's keep this going, but now feel the breath, sun energy, being drawn up your left arm into your scapula, your collarbones, and down into your left ribs and sternum. And just let the exhale come. So drawing energy up the left arm, through your shoulder, your collarbone, and down into your left ribs and sternum. Once more. Now let's do the same on the right side, moving your awareness to your right hand and fingers. Inhaling through your right fingers and hand, through the wrist, all the way up your right arm to your shoulder. And exhale. Inhaling through the right fingers and hand, through the wrist, all the way up the right arm to the shoulder. And exhale. Continuing with this, perhaps noticing a sense of warmth or tingling through your right arm. Extending this now, allowing the energy to flow to the scapula, to your collarbone, and down into the right ribs and sternum. Drawing Surya energy, sun energy, in through your right fingers and hand, all the way up the arm to the shoulder, collarbones, and down into the right ribs and sternum. Once more. And let's leave the upper body and move down to your left foot and toes. On your next inhalation, imagine drawing warm sun energy in through the bones in your toes and foot, up the left leg. Exhale when you need to. Drawing energy in through your left toes, your foot, your ankle, all the way up the left leg. And exhaling. Now sucking the energy all the way in through the toes, up through the knee, thigh, and now up into the hip bones and pelvis. Exhaling when you need to. Through the left foot, all the way up the leg to the left hip and pelvis. Perhaps feeling some tingling or warmth through your left leg. And then release the left leg. Focusing now on the right foot and toes. Inhale and drawing the breath in through the bones in your right toes and foot, all the way up your right leg. Exhaling when you need to. Drawing warm sun energy in through your right toes, foot, ankle, leg, and exhaling. Now sucking the energy all the way through the right foot, ankle, knee, thigh, and up into your pelvis and right hip. Inhaling through your right foot, up your right leg to your pelvis and right hip. Perhaps feeling some tingling or warmth through this right leg. And then leave the right leg and bring your attention to both feet. On your next inhalation, drawing warm sun energy in through both feet. Let it flow up to your coccyx, your sacrum, all the way up your spinal column to the base of your skull. Exhale when you need to. A few more times, sucking energy in through both feet, all the way up through the vertebrae of your spine to the base of your skull. Exhaling when you need to. And then release, and finally bring your attention back into both hands. Inhale, drawing warm sun energy in through both hands. Let it travel up your arms and into your skull and all the bones of your face. Exhale when you need to. Drawing warm sun energy in through your hands. Let it travel up your arms, into your skull, and all the bones of your face. Exhale when you need to. A couple more times. And then gently release. You might like to sigh the breath away. Hopefully feeling now both a little bit stronger, as well as feeling as light as a feather. Starting now to deepen the breath. Bring some movement into your fingers and toes. You might like to stretch the arms above the head. Just have a lovely stretch. And release, and rolling over to one side and making your way up into a seated position. We'll close our practice together this morning with one Om. If you'd like to join with me, bring the hands together at the heart space. Exhaling all breath. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of this day. Love to you all. And see you again, hopefully next week. Bye.